We're going back to the strip club.
All right.
All right. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. We got to do a show. Hey, what's up? It's DeHuff. A lot to get into. That soundbite, again, when I try to play sound bites that make sense for other stories. Or, it's kind of like a tease. Or I just play random shit. But that one has a purpose. I swear to God. It's in regards to a happy story. As weird as that might sound. But I have to say this real quick. Part of the reason I played that soundbite to start with is I'm not a fan of strip clubs. I've been to one strip club. I just feel like it's a building full of sadness and just hopes and dreams that just get blown up because of reality. I don't get it. Don't get it. That might be your thing. That might be how you make a living. Good for you. I just don't get it. I went there once. The guys from work found out that I had never gone to a strip club, and we had a late night meeting, and they're like, before the meeting, we're taking DeHuff to a strip club. Okay. And they take me there. There was like 5 people in the in the building, and there's like 2 things that I thought were hilarious. One, there was like this grandpa getting grinded on. I mean, he was probably in his 70s, 80s, 80-year-old, right? Soon as he ran out of money, the lady just goes and walks like 3 or 4 seats down and starts doing the same thing to somebody else that's showing her money. And I'm like, dude, that's somebody's grandpa. He can't buy his grandson a fucking birthday card now because he was getting grinded by Cinnamon. And then the other funny thing was, we're sitting there. I'm bored out of my mind. I'm like, yeah, it's boobs and vagina. Woo. Whatever. I just don't understand it, but whatever. My friends are all having a good time. They're drinking. And then my buddy is on the other side of this big table we're at, and he starts shouting at me, "Hey, DeHuff, blah, 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 blah." I'm like, what? What are you saying? And he has a stripper right behind him. And he said, if for $25, she'll take you in the back room and give you a personal massage. And then he repeats, for $25. And as he repeats $25 again, she looks at me and puts her hands up in the air like, and tilts her head like, huh? That's a great deal. I was like, nah, I'm good. It's so bizarre. I don't get it, but whatever. If that's your jam, that's your jam. Whatever. I don't know what else to say about it. It's just bizarre to me. But anyway, I hope you guys are having a good day. A lot to get into. Hey, listen, the sex work is real work, okay? I don't care if that's what you do. I think everything like that should be legalized, and just like prostitution should be legalized, and then just tax the shit out of it, make it a clean industry. Don't need to go down the rabbit hole of prostitution and make it illegal. Don't need to, but it should be legalized. Like I said, make it clean for the workers, make it clean for the clients, and tax the fuck out of it. Make the money go towards schools and whatever. Politicians, put it in their pocketbooks. Yeah, that's a good idea, right? They're gonna be partaking just as much as anybody else, just as much. Oh, but they act like they don't. Allegedly. Don't want to go down that rabbit hole. Don't need to. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day. A lot to get into. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button wherever you're listening or watching. And remember, today's show is presented to you by Game Time PDR, as well as Kirkwall Group, and of course, Bet Online. In fact, Bet Online continues to be the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting, from the earliest odds to in-game live betting. Ooh, by the way, Heisman, you got to get in on the Heisman betting over at Bet Online. Bet Online provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen, with the largest selection of odds on everything from football, NBA, college basketball, NHL to UFC. Go to betonline.ag right now, and don't forget to use promo code BLEAV. That's BLEAV for your welcome bonus on your first deposit. It's BetOnline. The game starts here. You know what we need to do? I don't know why I feel like I'm shouting. Hey, y'all, we about to do the show. Strippers, take off those clothes. Daddy's home. Here we go. Let's roll into some headlines.
Let's go! Let's go!
And now, here are the headlines.
If I was wearing nipple tassels, that segment would have just crushed. It would have. Anyway, Toronto's Michael Jarman won the 2024. This is wild. Didn't know it was a thing. Let me know if you did. But he won the 2024 Microsoft Excel Championships in Las Vegas.
Nerd alert!
He literally competed. This isn't like a new thing. I want to say this is like at the very least, this is like the 5th year in a row, something like that. He beat out the guy that won it 3 times in a row. So they just build like Excel spreadsheets, which I got to be honest, if you can do a good Excel spreadsheet, it's really fucking cool and really useful. He won $5,000 and the event's signature pro wrestling style championship belt. Good for him, man. This year's final battle involved using Excel to track stats in a simulated game of World of Warcraft, a long-running and wildly popular online video game, if you didn't know, featuring creatures like dragons, elves, and orcs. I don't get it. Again, kind of like strip clubs don't get World of Warcraft. I don't know who has time to sit down and play games like that all day long, but good for them. Now, going back to the Excel World Championship, there was like at least a few hundred people in the quote unquote arena in Vegas watching, and another 60,000 people watching on YouTube Live. I don't know why you would watch that, but I do, like I said, I do appreciate a good, I know the very basics of Excel. Like I have that stuff. I built a spreadsheet for tracking my numbers on my episodes every month and seeing, what works well, what, for whatever, and trying to figure out, did it not do as well, or did it do great because of this or that? And it's interesting, but I gotta applaud this guy. This guy does that shit for a living, and then you know what? He loves it enough where he's like, I'm gonna get in a competition, and he plans on coming back next year and defending his title, and he's wanting to beat the guy that the champion, the reigning champion that won it 3 years in a row. He wants to beat that guy's record, and he wants to win it 4 times in a row. Well, I don't have that skill. I wish I did, but I use it as much as I can. But I see people that do not just Excel but other things on, what is it? I can't even think of it. But you guys know all those different things you can do on your computer to, one, either doing like a slideshow type of thing, a presentation, or just, behind the scenes, back of the house type of stuff, making spreadsheets. It's very beneficial. It's so much easier than, tracking. All you have to do is once you build the spreadsheet, all you have to do is add in the basic numbers, and it adds or multiplies or whatever the fuck it does. I do that for, I also have one that for expenses, what are my earnings versus expenses and stuff like that. Just so for tax purposes, it's a lot easier. I can go, okay, here we go. There's the final numbers, right? It makes it easier. So as much as I want to make fun of this dude, I don't think I can. I play the soundbite of Nerd Alert, but geez, it's pretty respectable.
Nerd alert!
Are you good at those things? Uh, one of my second job I ever had was at Jamba Juice, and we used Excel, and I would have to build every now and then build like a new spreadsheet to track certain things, and it's pretty the basics are, literally pretty basic, but there's some extreme stuff that you guys can do on there, and I think it's fantastic, and I can only imagine now. Like, I'm very out of the loop on the capabilities of Excel, but good for that dude. It's weird, but I mean, I saw the video of him and he's fucking happy. I would have played you the audio, but whoever the fuck made the video put like all this music behind it, and I can't play it because otherwise it'll get pulled off of all my streams. So, way to go, dickhead. Jeez. I can play the video, but no audio attached to it. So, whatever, fucking people. But there you go. That's cool. Listen, it's 5,000 bucks. That's some decent change in your pocket, especially because they did this in Vegas. Who knows? If he has a gambling problem, he could either make that into something more or fucking lose out. Either way, it's free money. Good for him. I think that's neat. I think that's neat. A bus driver was fired after being caught singing and playing the piano in a wine bar while he called in sick from work, but then ended up winning his job back. That kind of goes back to the strip club thing. That's what I was alluding to.
We're going back to the strip club. All right.
Yeah, I called it sick, went to the strip club. That would be a problem, right? Like, well, maybe not when I go through these things. Would it be a problem? Because the reason why, it's not like he called in because he had a tummy ache or something like that. I got a fresh serving of gonorrhea. Can't come in today. Sorry. Don't want to be driving the bus with, a drawer full of rhea. You know what I'm saying? I guess that could be diarrhea or gonorrhea, either way. But anyway, he took time off for stress and anxiety issues. And to relieve his stress, he goes to a wine bar to relax, and he's singing, playing the piano, doing everything that he can to get in good vibes. They found out about it. Probably one of the teachers or the principal was just like, I need to go get some wine. Let's go to the wine bar on lunch. Go there. Hey, isn't that Rick from the school bus driver? Fuck him. Fuck him. He's supposed to be at work. Anyway, so they fired him. Then he got his job back because the courts ruled that was some bullshit. I get it. And here's the thing. He was upfront and honest about it. He said, I'm calling in sick for a quote unquote mental health day because he needed to get his head right. And everybody gets, just because you need to get your head right doesn't mean you need to sit at home with a bucket of ice cream watching Days of Our Lives or whatever the fuck's on TV. Although when you're home sick, what's really nice to watch is like Price is Right, stuff like that. There's some great midday shows, but also now with Netflix and all these other streaming services, you could just lounge in front of a TV and watch movies. But that being said, I don't think that's really what your body needs or mentally. He went out and is just like, I'm going to go laugh. I'm going to move around, sing my heart out, and have a good time. You could probably argue that that's the better choice. He's not stuck, planted in a fucking chair, going, oh, this ice cream's delicious. What's Becky gonna do? Is he cheating on her with her cousin's mom? What's happening? Right? I mean, come on. So good for him for doing that. I know that's still a taboo thing. Speaking of that, I gotta email somebody back in regards to mental health, and I'll do some, give them some love and how they're trying to help the community and a lot of the listeners here on the program. But I know it's still taboo, especially in the sports world. It's taboo to say for mental health. It's getting better, but there's still, especially a lot of the old school guys that have that mental negativity towards mental health. Right? Like I remember when I was working at the radio station, um, I was mocked because I was fucking worn out, and I was mocked by several people for going, dude, I need a day. I need a day to just not think about work and not think about anything else. Oh, you fucking pussy. Right? That's what ends up happening. So, whatever, man, whatever gets your head right. And if your head, he's not hurting anybody. He's not hurting anybody. He's drinking some fucking wine, singing and playing the piano. Good for him. And then they tried to fire him over it. They did fire him. Then he took him to court and was like, that's bullshit. I just want my job back. Give me my job. I like driving these little shits everywhere. He didn't say that. I'm just ad-libbing. Okay. Then he does that and boom, gets his job back. Seems like a good dude. Just needed a day. Give him a fucking day. Quit being judgmental pricks about it. Man, good for him. Good for him. This is weird. Let's see if I have the audio. Oh yeah, it's how to. I stumbled upon this on TikTok. There's some weird shit on TikTok, obviously. This guy's giving an example. I didn't know this, but it makes sense. And tell me what you think this is similar to. Ladies, you'll probably figure it out before us guys. Possibly. But this guy's explaining the best way to defecate.
I'm surprised this isn't common knowledge. If you're struggling with constipation and straining, then this is one pooping hack that actually works. If you pretend to blow bubbles, or blow out a candle, or make an elongated moo sound like a horny cow, you are controlling the exhalation phase of breathing, which activates your vagus nerve. This means more wave-like contractions of your intestines and a good poop coming to a toilet near you. The moo sound and blowing bubbles is a gentle form of a Valsalva maneuver. It mimics the same internal physics as squatting, but just with less pressure. This can help stool move through the colon by increasing the intra-abdominal pressure, good poop physics. Although these look silly, these are actual diaphragmatic breathing techniques which strengthen your gut-brain connection. This helps you avoid straining by making sure your pelvic floor muscles are more coordinated, both in contraction and relaxation. And your rectum will thank you later when you don't get hemorrhoids.
Moo, moo, moo. Oh, moo. Oh, moo. I didn't know that. Blowing bubbles, like, I don't really know how the blowing bubbles thing. It reminds me, ladies, of the like birthing techniques, like breathing, just proper breathing techniques and whatever like that. Instead of just going in there and just be like, God, come out for the love of God, moo. Right? I mean, hey, listen, if I helped you, if that guy helped you today, have a bowel movement, good. Hey, it is what it is. Listen, it's funny because you probably don't think about it until it happens to you. And then when you don't want to be like chugging a bunch of laxatives and stuff like that. Oh, God, oh, flashbacks to one time I had to have some sort of procedure done. And I don't know if it was a colonoscopy or what, but I had to drink this like clear liquid, castor oil, I think is what it was. It's like clear, thick. It smelled like that gray clay when we were in school. It had no real flavor other than that, kinda. It was the most disgusting thing. I smelled something similar to it like a year ago, and I almost vomited because it just immediately took me back to what the no. But it like clears you out, and that way they can get a clear image of whatever's going on inside your body, whatever. It's better than taking that. If I have to fucking moo in my bathroom just to get a good bowel movement, hey, that's fine. Right? If like clucking like a chicken's gonna make me have a smile on my face because I just relieved myself, that's fine. Oh my goodness. Hey, you're gonna try it. You're gonna try it like a little moo. You're gonna be like in the bathroom, be like, guys, I just gotta use the restroom. I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, Dad. And then you're just in there by yourself. Moo. 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 Oh, there it is. There it is. It's moving. It's moving. Moo! Moo! Anyway. You're welcome. Hey, if it works, it works. I just hate taking medicine. Like I don't like taking pain meds. I don't like taking laxatives. Pain meds because it just well, one, I'm allergic to one. I'll tell you guys this story. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Maybe the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me. I think. But one time, I actually, yeah, I was having pains in my front right side, and they thought it was appendicitis. So I go in there, and I drive myself to the emergency room. It's like the middle of the night. This is like maybe like 5 years ago, something like that, and probably more than that actually. But I go in there. They immediately start pumping me full of morphine, I think is what it was. And they do blood tests. Blood test says it looks like that I'm fighting something off, which looks like it's um, appendicitis. Okay. So I'm like, oh my God, because it hurt to touch, it hurt everywhere. Uh, and then, they're just pumping me full of this stuff. They administer me to the hospital, obviously. Well, I didn't realize that I was allergic to morphine. And the more they kept pumping me full of morphine, apparently my urethra was swelling up. At some point, they're like, well, we need to put a catheter in me. And they start to do it. And they're like trying to jam it in there. And they don't realize that my urethra is swollen. Neither did I. And they're like, God, get in there. I remember my wife was in the room. And they're like, first of all, let me see if I can find it. They're like, holy shit, where is this little wiener? Look, oh, there it is. That's adorable. Hey, guys, come in here. See his little weenie. Oh, now let's see if we can get an infant catheter in there. Anyway, but seriously, they're trying to get it in there and it's not working. The lady is literally trying to jam it in my dick. And it's just not comfortable. Let's be honest. Then I start to bleed. Okay. I know. I'm sorry. You have the ability to hit fast forward. I apologize, but I suggest you stick around. So she's like jamming it in there and she's like, well, we're just going to, maybe you just have a small urethra. Who knew? Then she gets a smaller one, like a child's one. It sticks it in there and then we're good to go. And they don't realize because I was still having a difficult time. Actually, shit, I'm sorry. I totally fucked that up. Prior to the catheter thing, I did try to pee, but I couldn't pee. I needed to pee, but I couldn't pee. And that's why they're like, let's just go ahead and we're going to do this anyway, because if you're getting it done, whatever. Okay. And then so that's what led up to it. So they were already aware that my stuff was not working, but they didn't know everything was swollen. So after they just traumatize me and make my junk bleed, they finally get a smaller one in there, and this is where I lost a lot of faith in the medical field, because they're sitting there like a day goes by, like I'm still in pain. They don't know what's going on. They did an MRI or whatever, and they're like, well, apparently your appendix isn't going to burst. We don't know what's wrong with you. And I'm like, fuck, what the hell? And I had this image in my head of somebody telling me at some point that some people can be allergic to morphine, and that can cause your urethra to swell up. So I said, I had mentioned it, and they're like, no, I don't think that's what was that issue about, because they're trying to go through all my symptoms and try to, figure out what's going on. And then, so they didn't listen to me on that. And when the nurse came in, because I told that to the doctors, they just poo-poo it. I tell the nurse, I was like, I don't want to take morphine anymore. And then she said, well, you're going to be in pain. I said, that's fine. I'll deal with it. I don't want to take morphine anymore. Sure enough, several hours later, I pee the bed because my urethra shrank, or the swelling went away, and all of a sudden I'm just pissing the bed. And I swear to fucking God, I look over at when the doctors come in, and they're just like sitting there puzzled. They're like, we just don't understand what was going on. There's something else going on here. We need to run some more tests. Let's take you to a urologist. Let's do this. I was like, the swelling is from the morphine. That's why I stopped taking it. I don't know. They like still were fucking arguing about it. I'm like, no, fuck that. No. And they never found out where the pain came from. It just went away. Haven't had that issue since. It was just a bizarre thing. I was probably backed up. They just had no fucking clue. But then they're just like, let's do more tests. Because I fucking figured it out and you did it. Is that why? I was like, so I found out later, officially, when I talked to my primary care physician, I was just like, hey, this happened. He's like, yeah, you're probably allergic to the morphine. He fucking knew. Should have called him. He'd been like, whoa, dipshits. No, this isn't fucking House. This isn't whatever other fucking Grey's Anatomy. There's not some like hidden like bacteria infection that he got from Guatemala. But he never went to Guatemala, but he did sit on the toilet after some guy who went to Guatemala used the toilet before him. That's not the way it fucking is going to happen here. Fucking annoying. Anyway, so now you guys know it was really fucking embarrassing. I spent like 2 or 3 days in the hospital dealing with that shit. It's fucking annoying. Fucking expensive too. Don't need to go down the healthcare conversation again. Don't need to do it. Did it yesterday. Don't need to do it again. Although it is pretty fucked up that people are they're like, oh my God, this guy's hot. Oh, yum. The only thing he's guilty of is being sexy. He's guilty of being a thirst trap. Yum, yum. The fuck, guys? Come on, stop it. Hey, listen up, Denver. Remember this name, Game Time PDR. I know a lot of you got that hail damage back in May. I was one of those victims. But here's the thing. It's really hard to find a trustworthy company to take care of that hail damage. And whether it's, you just having a hard time finding somebody or you're just procrastinating, either way, I have the people that you need to talk to. It's Game Time PDR. They're right here in Denver, and they're a very trustworthy shop. I went down there. They're great people. The team over at Game Time PDR, they're legit. They specialize in paintless dent repair, which saves you the integrity of your vehicle and restores the value back into your vehicle. Now, to celebrate the end of hail season and those procrastinators out there, they're offering a $200 gift card just to get your vehicle fixed. Game Time PDR has an expert claims specialist on staff to take the hassle out of dealing with insurance claims and make it a seamless process. Game Time PDR is going to pay your deductible up to $1,000, but they do need to see the vehicle in order to qualify. They're able to pay your deductible, by the way, because they work and advocate for the customers first before the insurance company. Game Time PDR's expertise and experience are unmatched. They have over 30 years of experience in the industry. And I'll say it again, I will. They have some of the best technicians in the fucking planet. I said in the planet. It should have been in the fucking world. Because in the planet just sounds weird. But anyway, Game Time PDR, they're legit. You got to check them out. Go ahead, call Anthony right now. 303-955-8200. Again, 303-955-8200 to schedule an evaluation. It's Game Time PDR, the MVP in dent repair. You know what we need to do now is jump into some sports.
He's walked the hallowed grounds of Folsom Field, Coors Field, and Mile High Stadium. He runs to the 50. He runs to the 40. The guy is drunk, but there he goes.
It's time for Sports with DeHuff.
So Jason Kelce is becoming a national treasure. He was on Monday Night Football last night as the Cowboys were taking on the Bengals. I believe the Bengals ended up coming back to win that game, and good for them. Not a huge Dallas Cowboys fan, mostly because of what's his name? What's his nuts? What is his nuts? Oh, Jerry Jones. Sorry. I'm like, what's his nuts? What's his nuts? Oh, yeah. That's right. Oh, where is the glory hole soundbite? Come on. Do I have to search for it? Glory hole. Glory hole. Oh, I had it under Jerry Jones' glory hole.
I want me some glory hole.
That's right, Jerry. Oh, seamless as ever. Seamless as ever. But anyway, the reason I bring up Jason Kelce is they're doing their pregame show, and I believe they're talking because they did like some Simpsons simulcast type of thing where if you watched a certain channel, I think it was ESPN Plus or something like that, you could see the like quote unquote Simpsons AI version of the game. It was okay. It's cute. It's getting kids involved into the sport. I'm not a fan of it, but it is what it is. But they're doing their pregame setup. They're laying the land type of thing, and then Jason Kelce just drops some freaking high-end knowledge that just makes me happy.
This is the state of Texas, Arlington, Dallas. Little geography lesson here.
Also the butthole and armpit of America.
Hey!
I was joking. It was a joke.
Whoa!
It was a joke.
Whoa!
See, now guys.
We got to week 14 before it happened.
It was just a joke because of what Nina said.
Okay.
Was it?
Was it?
Was it a joke?
Well,
we're having fun here. I love Dallas.
We're all friends.
We got the cowboy hats, and we're
like
AJ and Jalen.
Now, you can't make a joke before.
You can't come back. You keep talking. You're digging the hole deeper. Leave it alone.
Cowboys.
In his defense, one of the other reporters said it was the armpit of America, and that's where or something like that. The butt crack of America is what she said. And then he just was like, butthole, whatever. Oh, but everybody's going to jump on him. Meanwhile, somebody else started it. That's basically what Jason said. I didn't start it. She started. Not me. Not me. Why am I in trouble? Fuck. God, you guys are dicks.
I want me some glory hole.
God damn it, Jerry. Do not speak until you're spoken to. Golly. But yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Jason Kelce's funny. Okay. As much as I'm kind of over the oversaturation of the Kelce family, I mean, he's pretty fucking good. He's kind of a breath of fresh air because he goes against the grain. He's not as buttoned up as everybody else. I imagine here's the thing. I would like to see for more than one reason. I would like to see Travis Kelce, his brother, retire. Mainly because he's a Kansas City Chief, and I just want them to hurt. Okay? I think they're a false team this year. They've won. I think somebody did the math. Basically, because there were so many games that they won by like one possession, that they basically would be only a 2-win game. But ifs and nuts are candies and butts or whatever the fuck that saying is. They are what they are. They've won 11 games, I believe it is. Good for them. But part of me wants Travis to retire ASAP. One, because of the Chief thing, but also you get him and his brother together on a broadcast. Listen, the Manning brothers are good and all, but these guys are going to be, they're going to be the raunchier version. And that's right up my alley. I like that. I can say goodbye to my bias for Travis Kelce once he retires and he's doing content like this. You get the Kelce brothers on a broadcast just goofing around doing a preview, whether it's just a segment or whatever it is. I think it's going to be must-see TV. They're already crushing it with their podcast. And for some fucking reason, Jason's wife has a podcast as well. I don't plan on listening to it, but she's very successful. She did, as I'm reading this, she did one episode and she became the #1 Spotify, I believe, podcast out there, surpassing Joe Rogan. That being said, it was on Spotify that it was #1. There's so many different ways to consume a podcast nowadays. That's why, like, yeah, I guess I could focus just on one platform, but I like to just not that I'd be in the top 10 anyway, top 20. Fuck, I'm not going to be in the top 100. Although I was in the top 20 once. I was number 18 once, and that was pretty cool. And that was in the United States. That was all of United States. But it's been a long time since I've done that because there's so many fucking podcasts out there. But again, good for her. I'm not mad at her. I don't think she should stop. Just keep going and do what your thing is. But it is kind of frustrating, by the way, real quick side note. It is kind of frustrating because I know there's so many people out there that are busting their ass and have without listening to her thing, I'm going to go out on a limb that there are probably 1,000 other podcasts that are much better than hers. Maybe not that much as far as whatever her genre is. Maybe there's 50 other ones that are just superior to that, but they're not going to get credit because they don't have the clout behind it. They don't have my husband is a former athlete and he's paving the way. It's kind of like, what is that? She's like a Nepo baby. That's what she is. Does that work? Does nepotism work for spouses? But I mean, good for her. She's finding success. It's just frustrating because I see so many people and know so many people that grind and put out great products, and they just don't have the avenue paved for them like somebody like that does. But that being said, I always go back to this. No matter what the opportunity is, if it's presented to you, and it's an avenue you want to take the opportunity because you don't know if it's going to exist again. So good for her. Yes, there's going to be people like me that are going to be bent out of shape about it, but she can't sit there and worry about other people. She just needs to do her own thing and just ride the wave. Ride the wave. Who knows how long that wave's going to be up there. So yes, it does frustrate me because I've been doing this for 4 years in the podcast realm, going on 4 years. I've been in broadcast media for a total of 22 years. And it's just like, it'd be nice to catch a break like that. Listen, I guess I got to start, banging a former athlete. Sorry. I'll tell my wife, I'll get a pass. I'll start making a list. You're like, shit, all the ladies are taken now. Man, now I got to suck a dick. Damn it. Ugh. Huh, what we'll do for success. No, but anyway. Yeah, I went down that path. Hey, not that there's anything wrong with it.
I want me some glory hole.
God damn it, Jerry. Wrong place, wrong time. Although that was good timing. I will say that, Jerry. I will say that. Somebody's tuning in for the first time. They're going, this is too much. Too much. This hurts my feelings. It makes me feel just dirty. I feel dirty. Oh, gosh. I'm going to call the pastor. We need to go hang out and have a talk.
We're going back to the strip club.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway, Caitlyn Clark, WNBA Rookie of the Year. Congratulations to her. That's not what I'm talking about, though. She's Time Magazine's Athlete of the Year. And there's already people on social media pissed off about it. But I completely agree with it. Think about what she's done. Yes, you have that, what's her name? Angel Reese. I don't think you can have the complete success of Caitlyn Clark without Angel Reese. They're Batman and Lex Luthor type of thing. There's the good and bad. It's sadly, I guess if you're going to point the finger at who's the quote unquote bad, it's going to be Reese, because that's just kind of, she comes off as like a no nonsense, she's kind of mouthy type of thing. And people, there's a lot of people, not everybody, are putting her in the quote unquote bad guy role. And Caitlyn Clark is held up on a pedestal by the media and whatever. But I don't think you can have Caitlyn Clark's success without Angel Reese. It makes perfect sense to me. But when you look at Caitlyn Clark and what she's done for the WNBA, their profits are through the fucking roof. I can't wait to see those numbers come out officially for this season and moving into next season, because just the addition of her, we did those numbers before of how profitable a WNBA was before her, and then after her, it just went through the fucking roof. There's more eyeballs on the WNBA. Now, that being said, WNBA needs to up its freaking product, because there's some highlight that I saw. Somebody posted it on, I think it was TikTok. The WNBA player goes to pass it into her teammate, but she's like looking around, and instead of passing it into her teammate, she passes it directly, like right to the opponent. And the opponent's like, what the fuck? Okay. And then, so that was a dumb mistake. And then the other team, she has a free shot. There's like nobody around her. Just opens up, brick. Like, that's not helping. Like, if anything, just take it to the hole. Do an easy layup. Jesus Christ. But Caitlyn Clark, Angel Reese, huge impact for that sport. So if you want to argue it, I would love to hear your argument of why Caitlyn Clark shouldn't. I think if anything, to be different, her and Angel could have shared and made it a athletes of the year, because I don't think you can have one without the other. Yes, Caitlyn's getting more of the attention, but Angel's just as much as an important part of that. Angel, everything I've read and looked at her stats, she has false stats on the rebounds, because most of the time she's getting like, she's getting her own rebound, like to try to make a bucket, and she's like getting 4 rebounds before she makes the bucket. It's so funny. So that's why she's getting all these rebounds. I don't watch the game enough to really give a full analysis and breakdown of the sport and her ability. But I think if anything, that would be the argument that you could say that maybe they're both deserving, because you can't really have one without the other, if that makes sense. Who is your? I'm trying to think. Like, is there another good? Like, you have Batman, Lex Luthor, Superman. I don't know. I don't know enough about comics. I don't. I guess Charles Xavier in Magneto. I don't know if you're going to be doing it that way. But yeah, good for her. I know that pisses a lot of people off, but good for her. Good for her. Hey, before we jump into the mailbag, if you're running a business and need help with the back of the house, you need someone with experience and is trustworthy. You need the Kirkwall Group. With over 30 years of experience, Richard in the Kirkwall Group understands that you and your business deserve someone who's efficient, timely, accurate, cost-effective, focused on your success, and is working to save you money. That sounds good, right? Yes. I'll take that, please. Kirkwall Group can help you with your bookkeeping, accounting management services like CFO, controller, accounting manager, projects, and support, as well as tax planning and preparation, income, property tax, sales, and use tax. What you need to do, I say all that, but honestly, go to kirkwallgroup.net right now, and you're going to see everything that they can do for you and your business. Again, kirkwallgroup.net. That's Kirk like Captain Kirk, Spock, what's going on? That type of Kirk. Call or email now and get a free 30-minute consultation. You'll talk to Richard. Richard's an amazing human being that you're going to love talking with him, and he's going to put your mind at ease when it comes to your business and all your tax needs. 833-547-5925. That's 833 Kirkwall. Or you can email Richard directly. He's really prompt, really good about it. RBAIKIE@kirkwallgroup.net. It's Kirkwall Group. We count what counts for you. And speaking of counting what counts for you, I've got to jump into it.
Mailbag. You've got mail.
All right, so I just posted this on my X account, and it's funny. The reason why I brought this up is my buddy Mark Schlereth. I'm on his Christmas card list, although he hasn't called me in a while. Mark, what the fuck? What in the fuck? Give me give DeHuff a Christmas card. That'll do. No, I need to hear your sweet pipes come through the phone. Anyway, I posted he gave me a Christmas card. It's him. It's of his grandchildren. It's really cute, but it made me think. I'm like, oh shit, I need to make a Christmas card. So I'll post it on my Instagram as well as my Facebook as well at DeHuff Podcast. But I just made a Christmas card. And I don't want to spoil it too much, but it's me in like a diaper dressed as Santa Claus next to a reindeer. Okay, there you go. Welcome. If that doesn't spell Christmas, I don't know what does. So what I want you guys to do, this is the challenge. This is the mailbag today. I want you to find that picture on my socials, print it out, and I want you to post it on your, like a lot of people, they'll post them on their, like a wall or on their refrigerator. This one comes from Aunt Becky. Yeah, there she is with her hogs. Merry Christmas to all from the hogs and me. Whatever. Put it up there and see if anybody notices. Because I fucking did a bang up job. I might actually go, because I'm too cheap to get a printer. I'll go print this out at the library. And then I'm going to start putting them around town. Put them on people's cars. Oh, and I could put like the I'm not going to do this, but I could put the QR code to like my link tree where it's all the different links of my how to watch or listen type of thing. I think that would be a good idea. Yes. And just put them on people's cars and whatnot. Then I'll get arrested and be like, is this pornography? Like, whoa. My penis ain't hanging out. Okay, I wanted to do that, but I was advised not to. They said that wasn't the holiday spirit. Those are the wrong bells to be jingling this time of year. That's more of a June thing, not a December thing, okay? So I'm going to do that, and I want you guys to do it, and then if you can, take a picture of it before your spouse sees it and just rips it down. Be like, what is this? This is disgusting. Do you not love me? What if the children see? What if your mom sees? That's right. What if your mother sees? Hell, she might be calling me up. Say, hello there, is this Connery? And I'll be like, hello there, ma'am. And then next thing you know, I'm banging your mother. Oh, Connery, you son of a bitch. Yeah, I haven't heard from you in a while. What have you been up to, Connery? Oh, you know the same old stuff. Like, what do you mean the same old stuff? What have you been doing? Oh, just banging your mother. Okay, fuck you, Connery. Son of a bitch. I thought we were having a moment. Hey, speaking of having a moment, yes, Connery. Oh, I got nothing. I just banged your mother last night. Oh, boy. Oh, that little rascal. Anyway, there you go. If you want to hit me up on my socials at DeHuff Podcast, or you can get me on my email, DeHuffPodcast@gmail.com. Start sending them in. You can do the Christmas card thing. That'll be fun. We'll have a lot of fun with that. Then I'll repost them, make you famous, kind of, whatever. I don't know. And then also the worst or most awkward gifts that you've ever received, whether it's for the holidays or for your birthday. You got to send those in to me. Again, you can do it on my socials at DeHuff Podcast, or you can get me on my email, DeHuffPodcast@gmail.com. I think we could have a lot of fun with that. Like I said, I got a couple that my brother did for me. I'll try to put a post on my socials too, and then that'll make it a little easier for you guys to interact with it and just remember. But we should have a lot of fun with this. Fuck, Christmas is almost here. God dang. Can't believe I still need to get something for my wife that's not like something where she goes, really? You got me dish towels? But they're good. They're very absorbent. I need to do something better than that. Need to do something. Guys, I got to be honest. I'm terrible at giving gifts. I don't like receiving gifts that often unless it's booze or money or food. Okay? Other than that, nah. Yeah, I'm good. Don't need it. Anyway, you guys are amazing. Have a wonderful day. Remember, hit that subscribe button wherever you're watching or listening, and also give this episode a good like. Really appreciate that. That helps with the distribution and the algorithm. So that way, one day, I could be the #1 podcast on Spotify or wherever, and surpass Joe Rogan. It's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen unless somehow I hack into Joe Rogan's podcast. Stay with me. Then I change it to me, the DeHuff Uncensored podcast, and nobody would know. That's the only way I would be able to get into #1, right? Is if somehow I all of a sudden had the ability to hack. It's not gonna happen. Let's be honest. I can't even rack my brain around that. I'd just be like, what's the password? 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. Well, I tried. That's what I would do. Dumb. Big thanks to Kirkwall Group. Go ahead and check them out at kirkwallgroup.net. Talk to Richard. He's an amazing human being that you're going to love to talk to. Also, Game Time PDR. Go check them out, as well as Bet Online. It's DeHuff Uncensored. You guys are amazing. Have a wonderful day. Let's continue to move forward. I'll talk to you next time.